Push it.
Welcome to Off the Tools podcast in yet another of our weekly episodes with myself, Wayne Bettis, and Mr. Andy Jones. Pew, pew. Can't afford sound effects, I'll do them myself.
Yeah, we need to add some sound effects to the intro.
We do need to get one of them little button pressers, yeah.
Practice
right, guys and girls, I am excited. This is going to be short and snappy. And it's an inside look into what is happening in Off the Tools Alliance this year. So for those that don't know, Off the Tools has been going 6 or 7 years now, but over the last sort of 18 months, it's gone through a little bit of a transition. Andy's joined the team as our lead coach. So we just thought we'd spend the next 10, 20 minutes just telling you what to expect inside Off the Tools Alliance this year. So Andy, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, so there's been as you said, a few changes since I joined the team. So I'm just going to dip into a couple of them. First of all is the obvious stuff that we've spoke about before, where while for those that don't know, me and Wayne have very, very, very similar opinions on most things, life and business, personal development included. But due to just how our natures and our pasts, we bring slightly different angles. So Wayne is a little bit more wise, did I say it? Whereas I'm a little bit more, I know we might not look it, but I'm the older one of the two. So
he's lucky he's not sitting next to me, otherwise he'd have had a dig to the rib then.
But I'm less, I've spent less time, less time in the industry, but more importantly, slightly less time in the industry, but more importantly, less time from a professional viewpoint in the industry. But I've been on a very, very fast growth curve, both from a personal development and from business ownership as well. So I'm a little bit more, as to coin Wayne's phrase, firmer hand, but also a little bit more fueled and a bit more aggressive with strategies and things like that. So it's two very similar but different viewpoints on things. And we have lads in the Alliance who will come to Wayne for certain for 50% of advice, from 50% of the angle, if you will, have one side of the coin, and then from me to the other side of the coin, depending what it's for. So as a byproduct of that, we both have individual coaching sessions that we, again, as I say, we take individually on our own, and then the ones that we do together for the group coaching. And then again, people will often pick and choose, generally alternate, to be fair, month on month for the lads that get access to the one-to-ones. They often alternate between me and Wayne month by month, depending on what's needed. So that's some of the new stuff since I've come in. But again, with the doubling of the manpower, we're starting to implement some much more intricate and in-depth stuff for the lads that are ready for it. So we've got our masterminds that we're now running, quarterly mastermind retreats. For the purpose of information, we'll just talk about the mastermind side of it, which is basically splitting down. I don't know if you can bring the wheel up on screen, Wayne, while I'm talking about it.
Oh, you're challenging me there. I've got to find it.
Yeah, I'll keep going while you find it. But basically, there'll be a quarterly masterminds running through 2026, and there'll be a breakdown of a quarter of the Off the Tools development wheel covered in each one. We ran a really, really powerful one at the back end of last year, and it was focused around service plans, and that has reaped massive rewards. We're talking, hundreds of thousands of pounds of new business, new recurring revenue business that lads in the Alliance have achieved off the back of that. So we're building on that momentum of doing these really powerful masterminds. For those that have never been on one before, it's an entire day where you put your phone away, you forget about being on the tools, and you focus entirely on the back end of the business. So think focusing on everything outside of being out on the tools. So what you'd say focused on being working on the business as opposed to working in the business. And you really come away with a solid plan for the next quarter, essentially. Do you want to jump in on that for the one that we're running next? Not next month. We're not quite in March yet. The one that we're running in April. It's going to be
yes,
the first.
yeah. So I managed to scramble the wheel. I couldn't find the clean
I like
image. So I've had to
ingenuity.
grab what I could get there. So yeah, so the masterminds are really like the jewel in the crown, aren't they? They're for me, they're most certainly the most exciting and most powerful parts of what Off the Tools is all about. And like we said, we're going to be hosting 4 over the course of the year. And the first one is going to be on the foundational sections, which are strategy, money, and time management. So for those that don't really know what the mastermind is, ultimately, right, I'm going to dumb this right down to you. Ultimately, we sit in a room and we go through and we work at, so me and Andy obviously hosting, there'll be 14 to 16 other people in the room, and we go through and we start to create a clear strategy as a collective, you know, so it's not just me and Andy, we're working with the other guys, you know, it's a collaborative environment where we can all put ideas out there, float discussions, and ultimately the aim of the game is to create a clear strategy for you for the next 12 to 24 months so that you've got an action plan, so that you've got clear things that need to be done week by week in your business that lead you to where you want to get to. And as part of that foundational stage, we're also going to be focusing some time on that day on money and time management, because if you haven't got control of your money, guess what? It's going to leak out, right? And if you don't have control on your time, guess what? It's going to leak out. These 2 areas, or 3 areas, strategy, money, and time, are foundational to you starting to build something that actually has the capacity to grow into whatever it is whether you want. For some of the lads that will be on there, it might be that they want to get 2 or 3 guys. For some of the lads, they might want 20 guys. Everyone comes to these with completely different starting points and completely different points that they want to get to in the future. But what combines us is that we are all on a journey, right? We all have the right mindset. We all have the right ambitions in life that we want to do. So it is, honestly, they are so powerful. And on top of that, right, so that's the boring part of the day, you know, as in we're working on the business. As the day starts to come, this place that we go to also is an idyllic farm in Hertfordshire. It's beautiful, barn conversions. So in the evening, in the late afternoon, early evening, we do activities. Some of those are yoga and meditation. Some of those are ice baths and saunas. So a few challenges. We also go on a hike. Food, drink, fire if the weather's permitting, you know, fire out in the farmyard, and basically just relax and enjoy the environment, close off from the hard day's work that we'll all have, because they're challenging days. The day session is hard work. You're going to be thinking, you're going to be talking, you're going to be challenging yourself. So the evening is all about unwinding that, getting ourselves out of our own brain, trying some things that maybe you haven't done before. We've got a few newbies, Andy, coming on this retreat. Yep. So they're going to be doing things that maybe they've never done. You know, you go in the average plumbing merchant and find me a guy that's ice bathed and done sound therapy, you know, with 14 other blokes. It's not common, but it all builds into when you leave the next day. Okay, you are going to come away lighter mentally. You know, you're going to have a clear plan. You're going to have clear strategy on what you need to do. And ultimately, you're going to have the tactics and the tools available to drive your business onto the next path. And then obviously we will be doing another mastermind later on in the year, which will be on marketing, sales and service. And then we're also going to be doing one on systems and teams and leadership. And then I think, are we doing 4 or 3 this year? The fourth one will probably be another one on service plans, I guess, won't it?
So it'll be a bit of a hybridized one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there'll be some of it will be off the back of discussions with the other lads. So we'll be filling any voids that people have in their businesses.
Yeah.
Service plans is always going to be a topic because it's fundamental to any business. And fortunately, it's very easily implemented in a lot of the trade businesses that we work with. So there'll be a bit of maybe a bonus mastermind, if you will, really, isn't it? Where we're going to attack.
And just quickly on that, there is 1 seat left. So obviously first come, first serve. We can't go over capacity because there's just not enough room. So if anyone does want it, please just drop me a message and let me know, and we can get you booked on for that. So what else happens in Off the Tools then? What else are we doing? Because obviously, yeah, the retreats are amazing. And like I said, they're the jewel in the crown, and they really bring huge value to people. But on a more day-to-day, week-by-week basis, what's going on? What are we doing?
So weekly group coaching sessions, as I said before. So we also have a weekly session that's a much more relaxed session. You can make of it what you choose. Some lads will sit down with a beer, and it's getting things off your chest and just, talking about the struggles of business. A lot of lads that come to that will come to that religiously, because that's not only is it the couple of hours of switching off, it gives them a bit of a vent. It can be a lonely game, whether you own a business or it's just you on your own, and it gives a chance to have a relaxed chat with just like-minded guys. And this comes back to stuff we've said in other podcasts, that arguably the biggest challenge in this game is not being around like-minded people. You've just referenced the merchants there. I referenced the pub in the last episode. A lot of guys are bashing the industry. It's a race to the bottom and all that bullshit. They're not the people you want to be surrounding yourself with. You want to be surrounding yourself with people who, like the lads in Alliance, who don't see a decline. They see opportunity. They don't see negatives. They see positives, and they see an opportunity with every issue, nuance, whatever you want to call it, within the game. The guy, you've just lost a job, to the guy down the road who's you quoted $3,000 and they've quoted 2, and it's a joke and the industry's fucked. Actually, the lads in the industry won't, in the Alliance, don't see things in that negative. They say, well, actually, what's this other guy missing that's allowed him to drop to that? I will reposition, I will improve the other areas, make it so that, and a phrase I like to say with a lot of lads is, you want to position your business so that you're comparing, the customer's got to now compare apples and oranges, not cheap apples and expensive apples. And again, that's the mindset shift that lads in the Alliance have. It's no longer looking down, it's always looking up and looking, actually, how can we constantly improve? And that's where then there's conversations. Peer-to-peer is a really common one. The WhatsApp group is flowing constantly every day, with new insights and new conversations, peer-to-peer. And then obviously the access to me and Wayne as and when is needed, whether it through a pre-booked one-to-one, or if there's a pressing matter, you can always just give us a ring, and we'll help you there and then. Anything else?
So that's our Wednesday session, which is titled Wayne's World Wednesday. We also do quarterly debriefs sessions. So that's where we collectively discuss the previous quarter. We go through the wins, the losses, And then we also then do the following week after that, we do a quarter planning session. So every quarter of the year, we're focusing it in on what actually needs to be done in the next 12 weeks, 3 months, and ultimately building a plan of attack for that to happen. So those sessions are always, so we do that. So it's either a Wayne's World Wednesday or a planning or a debrief session on a Wednesday. We also bring in special guests as well. So we've had wide variety of different people. We've had marketing experts, SEO experts, accountants, motivational people. So every now and then we'll bring a guest in to bring in some outside wisdom and enthusiasm into the group. For the Excel members, there's also an additional session called Andy's Accountability on a Friday. So do you want to just tell the team about that?
Yeah, so this again is a sort of a fluid session where we will pivot to as and when is needed. What we tend to do is we'll have a more serious sit down session, usually once a month, where we will often go through challenges with maybe some software that we've implemented. So again, all of the lads inside of the Alliance have either already implemented software or in the process of doing it. And we will do some troubleshooting on that. Actually, I want to perfect this bit of this software, or can you help me with this? And then the other sessions, again, it is a little bit more of an intimate group because it's for the guys who are maybe a little bit more focused, because it's a Friday morning session. You have to dedicate the time off the tools to do it. But again, a lot of the lads are working towards having Fridays off the tools anyway. So it's that was why we decided on Fridays, wasn't it? A lot of the lads work towards having Fridays off the tools, whether they're in a home office or in their own physical office that they have for the business. And therefore they can be, again, hyper focused, and they generally they roll off the momentum of the back of that session, don't they? And they'll do the rest of the day will be spent doing again, work off the tools, planning for the next steps for the following week or whatever it might be. So that's quite a powerful session for the lot of lads. Again, there's lads there that will religiously come to that session and get massive value from it.
Yeah, they're brilliant sessions. So on top of all of that, I think Andy already mentioned the WhatsApp communities that we have. So they're very, very vibrant. You know, if you're having a problem, whether it be business, technical, even life stuff gets posted, you know, you've got a group of 40 to 50 guys that are on your side. You know, they want you to succeed. Yeah. They want to help you. Yeah. And we've all experienced lots of different things in our lives, you know, so there's normally I can't think of a question that hasn't been assisted with, whether it's myself and you, or whether it's one of the members in the group, you know. And a lot of it also is just the connections, isn't it? You know, like how many of the lads speak to each other in like outside of the group now because they've become friends, you know, they've got to know each other. So there's so much value that comes by being in a group of like-minded men. Honestly, we could keep rattling off the accountability side, surrounding yourself with the right people. You know, there's so much that goes on. What I would encourage you to do, if you're listening to this podcast and you're not a member, right? We don't tie you into any contract. I don't believe in that. You know, you've got to be finding value in what we do to continue. I don't want your money if we're not helping you. So just give it a go. Just simply give it a go. Give it a couple of months. See how you get on. You know, if you're shy and quiet, that's fine. You know, you can sit quietly in the background, get to feel a bit more comfortable. If you're not, if you're the opposite, if you're boisterous and you're outgoing, we welcome that too. You know, we love the differences that everyone brings. You know, like the minute on like one of the sessions, you know, when one of the quieter guys comes on, after 20 seconds, you know, they're relaxed, they're then flowing. But then we do just have people that consume it, you know, that just sit quietly, listen, absorb the information, don't get too massively involved day to day, but they're like, you know, they're always kept up, they're always keeping up to date. It really can suit any personality. But ultimately, really the biggest characteristic is that you want change, isn't it? You know, that if you want something to change in your life and your business, that's the ultimately the characteristic that determines whether Off the Tools is right or wrong for you, isn't it? If you're happy doing what you're doing and you don't want to change anything and everything's rosy, then yeah, just it's probably not the place for you. But
it's like Einstein's definition of insanity, isn't it? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results. That's the problem. There's too many guys in the game who are just saying, actually, no, I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. Word of mouth will get out. Things will grow. And it's not enough anymore. And the lads in the alliance go, fucking hell. Generally, to just finish, and this is not blowing our trumpet. This is, you know, ask any of the lads in the group that you might know. There's plenty of testimonials out there, but it's generally, I wish I'd joined sooner. That's the most common thing, because it's like things are moving so fast. But yeah, that's short and sweet. We said 20 minutes. We've done 20 minutes.
We did.
Go on for hours, can we?
Yeah. So a nice short and sweet one to hopefully give you a bit of an insight into what Off the Tools is doing this year. There's lots of other things that we could talk more about, but on that note, I will see you all on the next episode.
Just a quick one. I'm just going to jump in there. So obviously, you can reach out to me or Wayne. Our emails are readily available. Our WhatsApps are readily available, and we're both prominent on social media. So you obviously, those who've watched in know what we look like now, so you can just reach out and just drop us a message if you ever want to chat. Or you can just jump onto offthetools.co.uk and book a free, no obligation, just book a strategy call. Me or Wayne will just jump on a call with you and have a general chat, super relaxed. You can have a Zoom call if you want, or you can just chat on the phone, and we'll see if it's right for you.
All right. See you on the next one, guys.
Let's go.